Today is Saturday, April 13th, 2024. It is 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're here with live sewing chat. We're here for 2 hours tonight, so we can answer questions. We love comments in the chat box, and let me know what projects you're working on. So I will give people a minute. I came in a minute early so I can give people a chance to get their notifications and come into the chat. Make sure this is off. All right. Tonight we're working on the second t-shirt quilt. I did finish the twin size one. I started on the queen size one. I've got some pieces cut here and here. And I think I need to, these are something for retreat. Let me write that on this box. Okay, so I don't forget those. All right, so we're just giving people a chance to show up here. We've got Phyllis G here, Melody Kiefer, Dee Branson, Patricia Priest, Zondra's here, Vivian Calvi, Deborah Quilt, saw her today at our So Busy Quilt Guild meeting. Jeff Galonia's here, saying, hey, did you all enjoy this beautiful day? Hope all are well. We did have a nice day in St. Louis. I never did look to see what the temperature got up to. Like this morning, it was like 62. They were predicting 80 something. Yeah, 82 was the high. And now it's 77. So we had a great day today. Francis Jackson is here. Bonita Nance. And Denise Webb. Michelle the Quilter. And my brother Ray Mahone. So yes, so as I said, we're working on the second t-shirt quilt. I did sew. I have 4 rows again to sew, but this time instead of 3 in a row, I have 4 in a row. And I have sewn the first row. Of course, I haven't done any pressing because I'll do that at my big board when it's all done. But this one is music themed. And then I'm using this black kind of directional print on the verticals. I'm using this all facing upwards like this. But then on the horizontal sashing, I'm going to be orientating 1 row to the left, 1 row facing to the right, like down on the bottom. So they'll be going both directions. And I'm also, for the cornerstone, since this is like mostly concert quilt t-shirts or music theme, like music plays, then I also added just a little bit of music theme to the cornerstone, and then it's also going to have music theme quilting. So that's what we're working on. I was glad that I was able to get the twin size one done off camera, and then I did start the second one. I had some pieces missing, which I didn't understand why I had pieces missing, but I did. So I went and cut what I had I guess I miscounted, although I knew how many I needed. I guess I miscounted. So I was short a few pieces. So I've taken care of that as well. So hopefully everything works out great today. So we're going to go in here and see who else has come in while I've been chatting. Just getting you all caught up on what I'm working on. Janice Miller is here. Susie K. Hey, Katie, the Greenland quilter. Remo JS, thank you so much, ma'am, for my pinned message saying, good evening, Miss T and Quilters. Thumbs up, show your love and support for the most honest educator. Subscribe, thumbs up, you won't regret it. So I haven't sent your package, girl. I went to the post office today just to check because I was supposed to get an envelope. And I haven't gotten it. It's been over a week, almost 10 days. I don't know what's going on. But it wasn't there. And I didn't mail anything because I've been long arm quilting. And now I need to do the bills. I did get 5 quilts done this week. So now I need to get all the invoices completed for those so I can get paid. I have two of them that I can drop off at my quilt guild this Thursday. And then the others I'll either, and then 2 of them I need to mail. And then the last one I can either meet up or give it to her at Scrap Club. So I'm okay with that. I just need to get the billing stuff done before I move on to more quilting. Janet McCurl's here. I think I said that. I'm not sure. I want to make sure. Claudette Bettis is here. Deborah Sims Brown is here. Cedra Creations. And I think I got everyone now. Whew, I'm already sweating in here. My fan, I think, is up on high, but I don't even feel it. When I was sitting in here earlier, because I was doing some catch-up stuff, I didn't even oil the machine today. But I wasn't hot until even though these are LED bulbs, I still get hot under these lights, okay? So I just cut these lights on like a minute before I went live. So Maddie Barnum's here. Deborah Holloway. Sue GSD is here. Saying all is well with her throat, thank goodness. She says, thanks for the prayers. Please remember to keep Kevin's dad in your prayers. Yes. So Kevin is still dealing with various things with his parents, both of his parents. I think they're both in their 80s. And so he's been staying with his parents. Minnie Dula is here. She says, hope y'all enjoyed the eclipse on Monday. I didn't have glasses, so I couldn't really see it. I just went outside, but I wasn't able to look at it, but I at least experienced it. Darcy Savali is here. Hey, Darcy, welcome. When you are commissioned for a quilt, do your customers have to provide the batting? It's a yes eventually, because you either buy the batting and bring it to me, or I add it to your invoice. A lot of people just choose to have me add it to their invoice, especially those people that ship their quilts to me for quilting. Why pay for batting and then pay to ship it to me, and then that's all of that's adding weight to your box when you send it to me. So postage is based on the box size as well as how much it weighs. And so it's just cheaper for people to buy their batting from me. So in the end, you're providing your own batting, but it's a matter of whether you want to do your own shopping or not. So I'd say 95% of my customers just get their batting from me. If I was trying to do that, I haven't had a person provide me batting in a long time, so it might be closer to 98% by now. But yeah, so eventually you are in the end providing your own batting. It's just a matter of whether or not you want to go out and get it. And then I charge by the inch. So if they charge blank amount per yard and you need 74 inches, instead of you having to buy 2.5 or 2.25, whatever it is you need, I charge you by the inch. So whatever size your quilt top is, I add 8 to 10 inches, and depending on how bigger your backing is, I add 8 to 10 inches of batting. So that's the extra that you're being added onto the batting, and then you're buying just that. And then as far as the width of the batting, if there's leftover on the width, you get that back. I don't trim it off or keep it. Now, people that I ship to out of town, especially, I got one person in particular, I do a lot of her quilts. She doesn't want any side trimmings, top and bottom trimmings. All I give her back is when her backing is like this long, but if her backing was like this much extra, then I don't send it back because she doesn't want scraps like that. She doesn't use them. So I do keep those of hers, but I send her back if it's bigger than I'd say if it's even bigger than like 7 inches or something, then I'll send it back because you can always make charm squares out of it. But if it's like that 4 or 5 inches that I add extra so that I can load onto my frame, I don't send her that back because she doesn't want to pay shipping back for the extra batting, for the extra fabric that she's not going to use anyway. So then it makes her box lighter. So it just depends on what I'm doing, what I send back. I guess I'm answering more, but I just want people to understand the batting. If you have extra batting left over, you tend to get it back on your quilt. Sometimes I might cut the extra batting off if I'm going to go outside and photograph and I feel like that's going to get into my grass, because I don't want that in your quilt. So I might cut off the extra batting, but you will get it rolled back into your quilt if there's extra batting that I've trimmed, unless you tell me not to send it to you. So then I'll, not do that. Jacqueline Mason is here. Hey, Jacqueline, welcome to the chat, ma'am. I don't remember seeing your name before, but I could be mistaken. I sometimes forget names that I see. Teresa Forrester is here. Hello, hello. I hope I said that right. T. Roberts is here. And Jeff says, I'm lucky you are close. Yeah. I do have local people that I quilt for, but I have people that send me their quilts to quilt too. So, but I do still do local quilting because I just meet people at, my favorite place to meet people at is at Quick Trip service station, because then I can go get me an icy or something while I'm on the lot, So that's why I do meet people at places and stuff. Thank you, Darcy, sending prayers to Kevin's family. Check your thumbs up. Make sure you hit it. That's from Darcy. So check and make sure that you've hit your thumbs up for me, please. Dolores Phelps is here. She said, hello, I'm here. Maddie says good information on the quilting. Yeah. And a lot of long arm quilters, they're different. I just kind of updated my long arm information, and I probably need to post it somewhere, either on my website or on in Facebook somewhere. But I updated it, I think the beginning of this year. The people that I long arm quilt for, they got it in the mail already. And then other people, it just ain't been put out to the public yet. That's all. But I do try to, and I let people know, because there are certain things that you can do that will make your quilt have more expenses, or things that you not do that will make your quilt have more expenses. I always check or that have some kind of adjustment to your quilt. Say one of your seams are off and it's in the middle of your quilt and I see a hole. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to just zigzag over that hole, and I'm going to try to keep it light as possible, like not a whole lot of thread buildup, but I have to make sure that I close all holes so that my hopper foot doesn't get caught in it, because if it gets caught in that hole, it's all over for everything. Everything's going to be a mess. And so there's certain things that you should be doing to do that. Your battings, your backings don't have to be like pressed straight, bone straight, but they do need to have the majority of the wrinkles out, and then just fold it like you would a sheet, and then that's enough. I can take regular sheet folds, but I can't take something that's never been pressed and then you expect that seam, if you had to seam it, you want it to lay flat or lay a particular direction, or you want to press it open. If you don't press it to give it memory before you send it to me, I can't control what's going to happen once it's rolling up on the long arm rail. So there's certain things that you should do. The more prep you put into what you're doing is less work on our end. Sometimes we have to charge for certain things if we've got to do extra work. Like if your backing is too small and I have to add something to your backing to make it fit onto the long arm frame. Remember, long arm frames, we have to have room to get your quilt loaded. So you can't have the same size top and then go cut the backing the same size as the top. We have nowhere. We need to float. So we need like 4 inches all the way around. That's why I say add 8 to 10 inches backing onto your backing. That's 8 to 10 inches larger than the front part of your quilt. So, and then if I get them like where they're 20 inches too long, I cut that off, because I'm not going to wind all of that on the bar. It takes up more space for me to have, when I run out of thread, for me to get under. So I cut it off if it's way too long. So I only want up to 10 inches max added. That's, you know, everybody has their own preferences, that long arm. Deborah Holloway is here. Dizzy is here. Deborah is also sending prayers for Kevin, so thank you. Cynthia Shea from Chicago is here. Thank you. Long loose threads, yeah, and I've talked about that before. You can tell when threads is because the fabric is fraying over threads where the person never clipped any seams. I don't like the person that doesn't clip any seam threads. If it frays through on the long arm just from regular vibration of the machine and the stitching, some of your threads are going to come up to the top anyway. And then I try to catch all of those before they get stitched in. So it's a natural thing that happens, but you can tell a quilt top when you just start, before you even put it on the frame, that they didn't really care about thread tail management, as Jeff is calling it. So, hey Jeanette Benton, welcome to the chat. Sheila Willis is here also, so welcome everybody. So I'm on row number 2, so let's get the next 4 blocks out of here. I see where I didn't trim one of the edges, so let's take care of that. This is a small shirt. It's got that specialty stuff I have to put on here. And little small shirts, I always have to have some of the sleeve seam allowance in here, depending on how centered it is. But I've got just a little bit of the seam allowance you can see on the back here. And I fold it back. Yeah. So this one needs specialty stuff. And then I'm looking, I got a hole in this fabric right there on that sashing that it goes on. So what we're gonna do, I didn't bring any of that fabric in here. Let's see. Got some, trying to see if I got a gray scrap in here. I got that. I got this gray. Cut this iron on. I'm just gonna put a little patch over it. Trying to figure out where I want to cut. This is the stuff our ancestors did, and you know, they make stuff work. They don't throw out anything. So I just got a little gray piece of fabric here. I'm gonna make a little patch to cover that hole, and I'm just gonna top stitch it down. Just fold the seam allowance and wait for the iron to heat up first. So that way I won't have a hole in my quilt, or her quilt. Or their quilt. Is actually a couple, but you know, the wife handles this stuff. Yeah, I tried to make sure I got the camera down a little bit more today too, because I realized you weren't seeing a whole lot of my desktop. This camera is a little bit, I mean, this the stand, this one's a little bit, the weight of it is a little off. If I put it down anymore, the whole thing tilts over. All right, so I need to fix this. And it's not exactly the same color, but that's okay. It's like a mottled gray, so once it's quilted, it'll all blend in. Sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I need my stiletto now. Turn this around. Okay. Cover this hole and get it out of the seam allowance, because I definitely don't want it in the seam allowance. Oh crap, I got white thread. Forgot about that. Got some gray right here. I'm trying to see if I have one open. That one's not even open. But I don't want to take the whole drawer out. This is they're both kind of light gray. I don't have a dark gray, huh? Okay, I know what I gotta do then. Oh, this one's, what color is that? About the same. Okay, we'll use Dove Gray. Oh, what is this? This is, what color is this? Dove Gray? I think so. Just have to use some Orfil. Let's see. Get this out of here. Still kind of light though, but at least it's not white. that one up there for just a second. I don't have that much to stitch. So I wanted it just a little bit darker, but dove gray will work. That's all I got in here. Okay. All right. Put you back. I want to make sure it's not going to be in the seam allowance. And I'm going to put a pin in here to hold it. Let's see who else has come in here. Betty Ward, Ellen Campbell, welcome, welcome. June Hanson, and Vicki Bush from Jacksonville, Florida, working on a small wall hanging quilt, so that's cool. Maritza's Yarn and Craft. Okay, I want to make sure I've got it all covered. Okay, looks good on the back. And then when I quilt this in, it's not gonna even be noticeable, so it'll be all right. But you got to do what you got to do, right? Okay, how come my thread just broke? Okay, okay. I don't like when my thread breaks right out the gate. I pull it all out, start over if it's, you know, just starting. So no, this is the one I need, isn't it? I was trying, since it was so tiny, I was trying not to use a spool cap holder, but we'll see. Okay. Thread this again because it broke in the middle somewhere. Okay. So I was out the house most of the day. I went to my guild meeting today. I worked on some sashiko, the one that I purchased when I was in Hawaii. It's like circles, and it's got 5 different sashiko designs in each of the 5 circles. So it was just different. I thought I was gonna need it on my trip, but I didn't. Oh, I know why now. I'm the one that's the problem. I keep hitting the thread break. That's why my thread broke. Instead of the reverse stitch. Oops, I forgot all about needing the stiletto. I just want to make sure these ends stay under. Because I don't think I have much of this fabric left. So I'm trying to use it for binding. So I have no room to waste fabric on this one. Okay. I guess I should have glued it down. It's not critical. I just don't want the end pieces that are raw sticking out. Okay. And I'll put a little free check on it too. All right. Turn, turn. Okay. Put this up. The stiletto will get you. All right. So we're going to take you off. Wrap this thread back. That over there. All right. And now I will put this together. All right. This red one, I'm going to put this to the far side where to hang off the side of the bed. Won't even be noticeable anyway. So let's do that. So let me know what projects you guys are working on as well. Oh, I need to increase the stitch length. I forgot about that. Let me make sure I haven't missed anybody coming in. Doing homework from So Much Sew Quilt Conference. Okay. That's a T. Roberts is doing that. Oh, Jeff saying he needs to cut some African fabric. It's a whole lot of stuff I needs to be doing. I'm gonna put a pin right here because this is that side that has that extra fabric over here, you know, from being the seam, having to cut the seam so I could cut it to the width. I couldn't even get 15 inches. That's why I'm adding fatter strips onto this one. Oh, you know what? Woo-wee! I didn't rethread with the other thread. It's gonna be a long day. Okay. Take two. Forgot I switched threads. All right, now we're ready. So I need to stitch a couple of inches or an inch or so I can make sure everything is evened out here. All right, and the last step. I got very fine pins and I got them pulled back a little bit, trying to keep this thing from turning. I always lift up the presser foot to release, and I'm gonna have to pull it through because it's right on the seam. Yeah. All right. Claudette is putting binding on a baby quilt, so that's cool. Jeff's got 2 quilts he needs to bind. Darcy is hand sewing binding on a wall hanging. Kevin the quilter is here. Welcome, sir. I told him that you were busy. I know you got stuff to do, so you get in here when you can. But he's saying thanks for your support and friendships. He's talking to you Teaquilters. Deborah says trying to select a background for my strip along quilt, so that's cool. Sue says we're not doing anything, thinking about getting to bed earliest. Now, Sue, before you leave up out of here, how many days to retreat? I don't think we heard that today. Oh man, I got to put these two pieces together. So let me do that. Where's the other shirt? It's in here. I counted out 4. These two pieces got to go together to make a whole shirt. So I may as well sew that. Okay. 2 different shirts here being sewed together. All right, then this one. Make sure my iron is on because I'm going to have to press that one before I can add my binding strip. Okay, take this one off. Alrighty, let's see. It's towards the thinner one, although they're both pretty thick. Alright. I'm going to put some pins in this because it because of the 2 different weights, they needed to do some adjustment. I'm just making sure I pin it in so it'll look perfect in the seam. They got 2 different weights with stabilizer, so they adjusted in a little bit different. So I use my framing, my sashings to square stuff back up. Okay. And when I don't want something to move, I pin it. No time for playing around. No monkey business. All right. Let's see. Michelle says, I was thinking about your retreat today. You are getting close. Yes. I can't wait. It's going to be so much fun. I was working, remember I was working on those Churn Dash blue stars. I pulled that back out because it's got to be finished. I don't know why I'm putting this in. I don't need a pen. I just needed a pen on the stuff that's not normal. I don't need a pen on this one. So I got a few things I got to check off my list, but I feel really good with where I'm at. I just need to, as far as retreat, I just got to do a couple things. Well, probably about 4 or 5 things. More than a couple, but I'm in a good position. Okay, I think those are all the shirts. Yeah. All right, so we're gonna press everything towards the sashing all the time. Huey Lewis and the new, I don't even know what that is. It's saying sports one way and something else the other way. My gray thread is so light, but it's still darker than white. It just don't look like it when I stitched it down. I'll probably use a Sharpie or something to color it. But we're going to go ahead and put this on the other side, the fatter strip, on this narrower shirt. Narrower. Sue says 73 days until retreat. She said she was trying to give me a break. No, girl, we need to know. You the one that do the retreat countdown, girl. We need to know. 73 days. days. Kim R came in. Leetta Bryant. Remo is saying, get your thumbs up. Sue saying we can bring our featherweights to retreat cabin so she can grease and oil them. Joe Cormel came in. Are you driving home? And she telling Sue she gonna see her in 2 months. Mona did what? It's here. Hey, Mona. Yeah. Winona Mixon is here. Says just joining. Sorry I'm late. It's okay. You get here when you can. Where's your retreat this year? My retreat in 2024 and 2025 is in the St. Louis metropolitan area. It's like they're in the counties of St. Louis. So you would be coming into the Lambert Airport. So that's a good way to know where it's at. There may be a time or two. My retreats will always be in the state of Missouri, since that's where I'm from. Well, I'm not going to say, not my big retreats will always be in the state of Missouri. I'm not saying that there may not be a time that I might have a retreat somewhere for 10 people or something somewhere else. First 10 people that respond, you know, if you want to do some traveling somewhere else. But that would be in addition to what I'm doing every year. So my yearly retreats, the big ones for 30 people or more, will always be in Missouri for right now. That's the goal. Since I'm a Missourian, I would just like to show you some of Missouri, and that's the whole purpose of that. But that's not to say that I may not do a small retreat somewhere, or like you know, I might end up going on another cruise or something. Maybe we just cruise together, do a meetup more than a quilting thing. We could all bring hand stuff and then just go into lounges and, you know, go sew, you know. So, you know, I'm open to some things. She says, no, I'm at home working on reading pillows for the grandbabies that are coming next week. That's nice. That is so cool. So this was the shirt. I had to piece the two together, and they're different weights. The bottom is actually a sweatshirt. So the top wanted to stretch further than the sweatshirt because it's thinner than the bottom part, and it's fuzzy here on top. So it's going to be really interesting to get to quilt that. So one more side piece. That cruise idea sounds good. See, somebody said they like to go on a cruise. And it's like, you know, I can do a cruise without it being quilting. And like I said, we just bring handwork. We make it our own quilting cruise. But, you know, the whole point is to go on a cruise and just have fun. So I've been thinking about doing something that's like maybe a 4 or 5 night cruise, something like that. Something shorter period of time. And then, you know, we go on some excursions and stuff. Figure stuff out. Have fun on the ship. Make sure we all eat together. That type of thing. So. And that would be in addition to the other stuff, you know. So you know, the thing with the cruise, it's like if I call them right now, I don't know how far out I can go. I don't think I can like plan it 2 years out. You almost are planning it like a year. So that's why I haven't looked into that yet. Because I know some people are still paying for retreats and stuff like that. So, yeah, but I'm ready to go to Jamaica, something on a cruise, or other parts of the Caribbean other than like Nassau. I've done that. Coco Cay, all that stuff. I've already done that. But I don't mind going somewhere else in the area. So I'll start looking at those. I've been getting cruise stuff from, of course, the line that I went to Hawaii on. But, you know, I can look at some other lines, too. And then I'll probably end up getting a travel agent to schedule all of it. Because, you know, I'm not going to want to do all that. Get a travel agency to do it. All right, now we're ready for tops and bottoms over here. Three, one more makes 4. Okay. Here we go with this weird thing happening up here at the top again by that seam allowance. So I'm going to have to pin that just because it's not cooperating on its own. And then I don't have to pin the rest. Trying to figure out what I'm going to eat for dinner. I know most of you all have eaten. Like, girl, what are you talking about? I don't eat breakfast at breakfast time. I eat whatever. My first meal, like today I was out, so I was eating on somebody else's time, so I ate my first meal around noon. But if I'm on my own, I'm eating my first meal after 2 o'clock every day. Um, so I ate at noon, and then I came home, and about 5 maybe I ate something just so that I wouldn't be starved to come in here and do the live. And so now I need to make something else for dinner, for my dinner, because I'll be up for a minute. I got to do invoicing. I guess I need to do my brother's taxes too. He you know, I wasn't planning on doing any taxes this year, except for my own. But I need to do that, I guess. Okay. This is the last one. So, good night, Vivian. I don't know. I've been interrupted now 4 times by neighbors. That's what you get for being a people person. I do that wave thing and keep it moving. I don't even think my neighbors know my name unless they seen it on a piece of mail or something. I got one couple that I speak to. My husband knows their name. I forget their name all the time. But they're the only ones I really speak to. I have my next door neighbor. I speak to her, I guess. You know, sometimes her packages come over here. Sometimes they're gone and their packages from Amazon or something like that gets put on their porch, and I'll go get it to make sure nobody takes it. And then I'll text her, because I did end up getting her number so I could text her and let her know where it's at. So I don't have to write a note and put on there. But I haven't had to do that in a while. But that's about it. I just be trying to make sure the porch pirates don't make off with anything. All right. Let's see. Oh, I gotta press. Judy Plaster is here, saying thank you all for your thoughts and prayers. I appreciate it. I'm working on a queen size t-shirt quilt. Like this. So this is what I'm looking at. I've got my t-shirts, a picture of the t-shirts, because my customer gave them to me in the order that she wants them sewn into the quilt. So I'm looking at them here, and then I'm using this for my layout. I could take photo of each t-shirt and put it into my electric quilt, but it's just a waste of time. This is a one-time shot. I don't need it that specific. I just need to know where stuff is going. So I'm just I plan it out so I make sure it's the size they need for the bed. They need a queen size bed. So that's why I have it. I know what size. That's why I put it in electric quilt, not to have a layout to see what it looks like. I do the layout so I know what size my pieces are to make sure it's the right size. Shelly Sews is here. Says I've been working on a t-shirt quilt today too, so that's cool. I got 2 of them to do. Oh my goodness. The little seam allowance is going the other way, so I'm gonna put a little pin. Sometimes they just curl up, you know. A little bit of that polyester in there. So all right. So I've already got the top row done. I did all of that off camera, so I'm working on the second row and then adding a row of sashing to the bottom. So I'm framing my blocks first, and then I'll put sashing in between as I connect my rows. So it's still the same as the previous t-shirt quilt. Just more shirts and some of the shirts, 2 spaces I needed to piece 2 shirts together, and probably 2 or 3 spaces where the shirt was too small, so I have to add a wider sashing like the one I'm working on now. Like this one, I've got a smaller top and bottom, but the shirt wasn't wide enough to cut the other pieces. So all right, on the bottom, sashings. Oh. The framing is the longest part of this process, framing the blocks. Once that happens, the rest of it goes pretty fast. Hey, Carl Williams. Hey, Carol, I haven't gotten the envelope from Sharon. It's lost in the mail right now. Can you email me your mailing address and I can get you the pattern information, and then you can just go ahead and join the Facebook group, because I know I'll get paid. Join the fabulous group on Facebook, and it's always got Teaquilts in front of my groups. I can't add you because I'm not friends with you on Facebook. I'm going to be starting that up. Oh, it's not ready yet. You're welcome, Carol. Okay, I think this is, I got one more that's on the end down there. My last block in the row, I need to cut off to add pieces. Oh, the one thing I need to do is I need to call Fiddlesticks about retreat. That's one of the things. They don't know we're coming yet, but we are. Shelly's saying she's got 3 t-shirt quilts to do with graduations. I still got another one I got to do after these 2. The customer that I did the line dance t-shirts for, I did 3 of them, 2 twin, 1 queen. I got to do 1 more twin. So I have that to do, but it's going to have to wait a minute. I needed to get these done because this lady has redone her whole house, remodeled every room, and these are going into her 2 guest bedrooms. Her and her husband have remodeled, and I have made, let's see, 4 or 5. So this is quilt number 5 and 6 that I've made for them. So I would say they're kind of a regular. Been a customer since maybe, I'm gonna say about 2010, something like that. When I done their very first quilt. She originally wanted me to teach her, which is how we started this. Wanted me to teach her how to make t-shirt quilts, which I do. And then she decided, you know, even though she had all these opportunities when I was having free classes that she could have attended, she never attended. And she decided she wasn't going to make it. I just hire you. I'm like, okay. All right, so this is not the first shirt. This one is. So let's press this one. And add sashing now. And I gotta make sure I know. Oh, I got it marked on here. Okay. I gotta know which way sashing's supposed to be pointed when I go the opposite direction. We got it. We got it. All right. So all my sashing pieces here. I got a string that keeps flying around my face. Especially with the fan going. I got a couple of quilters that I quilt for. They so prolific, I can't even keep up with them, okay? I always have a stack of their quilt tops to sew, to quilt. I got about 3 of them. It's actually 3 of them. I'm like, if I got something, just let me know if you need it, and you know, I'll get it. I'll do it first. So these sashings on the vertical, they always go up. I didn't send any of these down because who wants to go down? You want to go left, right, or up? So I'm using I didn't want to have to cut this both ways, wasting fabric, because I was already like kind of limited in what I had. So I decided I was going to cut them all one direction and then play with them a little bit in the setting. Because I could have cut it so everything went up. Thank you, Carol. She says she just sent me an email. And then Monday, I'll get your pattern in the mail. See, when I don't have an order or something through PayPal, I have to have something to put your address in. So, just want to make sure you get it, girl. Okay, the last one is down here. Okay. And Sue talking about that's a big 10-4 on Fiddlesticks. Right. Girl, we not playing around. Do you have a vendor link for the cordless iron? For the Panasonic, I can order you one, Jeff, and get you whatever color you want. See, you're right here. You don't have to pay any additional shipping. Uh-oh, I'm in the wrong spot. I may have to log in. Yep. I don't know if I know my login by heart. Let's see. Customer login. Oh, I got it saved. Thank you, Jesus. It says bad username or password. Like, huh? Okay. It's supposed to be saved, so how is it a bad username or password? Okay. Copy. Paste. It won't even let me log in. Talking about a bad username or password. Okay, let me see. Let me just search the item. I put in Panasonic iron and I got zippers. I can't read little text with my glasses on. Every time I click, something's wrong with their website. It must be down. Because every time I select vendor, it goes crazy. So that's why it's not working. I'll just get with me later, Jeff. Like, how can my password and stuff be wrong when it's sitting right there in a, I saved it in memory, so their website's acting up. Okay, good night, Jeff. That's Jeff saying good night. Teresa saying goodbye, so good night. Helena. Marie Carter is here saying hello to everyone. All right, let's take this off. Start the next step. All right. Let's press this one first flat. It's not wanting to cooperate. All right. Darcy is saying, make sure you hit that thumbs up button before you leave. Thank you, Darcy. Okay, let me slide you over so I can press out this fold from the middle of the fabric bolt. Alright, so I need a piece of sashing on the other side over here. Good night, Deborah. Okay. So I got about 4 or 5 pieces that I had to cut from the fold. So I'm trying to press those out too. This is the end block. This is the one I need. Okay. We still got, good chunk of time. I thought it was almost time to go. People just tired today, huh? I really wish that I could do my lives at 7 o'clock, but my light just went out and I heard an airplane overhead, but my sewing machine is on. These lights are on. My overhead lights and the fan went out. Everything in this room is on one fuse. I got my blocks here. I just cut it off. I don't know what's up with that. Normally when I lose power in this room, everything goes out at one time. So we just changed the whole color of this live. Got a my room color is yellow, so I can see the yellow wash over me now. I don't know how long I can stay here without a fan. I have to go get one. Okay. That was weird. Francis Jackson says, rent paid. Good night, everyone. Talk to you on Wednesday. Yes, I'll be back Wednesday. My iron is still on. Everything is on but my light. And I hit the light switch. I wonder if it's something. We need to take that thing off. We need to take that off. So when you get a chance, if you could replace that unit.
Why would it cut off?
I have no idea. I did not touch it. I'm over here. It's like something spiked the surge.
All I did was you turn it on.
I know I cut it off.
Oh, okay.
Because I was scared that it was gonna spark. Because that's the only thing in the room that did that.
Okay.
So that needs to come off. It's a dimmer switch, which you don't use a dimmer switch with a ceiling fan, but it was when my daughter was in here. I never changed it out. I think we need to do that, and we've never had a problem with it. It's been in here for 20-something years, okay? But it just did that weird thing. We don't want something to catch on fire, so we'll be getting rid of the dimmer switch. I never use it. I always have it up high so it's not on the dimmer level, but I wonder if it's something in there that's acting up. So we'll get that out of there. Mona says, new light bulb? Nope. Darcy, did anyone else see the flash? Yeah, it was like, that's why I cut it off since it was off. I'm like, I wonder if this thing's sparking in the wall. But I'm once I get off this live, we getting that off that wall tomorrow. That will be coming off. We'll go get a regular replacement tomorrow. Dimmer switches are nice, but they don't work with ceiling fans very well. And you know, everything wears out too. It could be a wire came loose in there, or it's coming loose. Because I could have sworn I heard a spark too. I don't know. All right. Trying to see if I have more squares that need to be sewed. Yeah. I'm trying to not cut my thread. So I just want to sew something else I got to sew anyway. Now these two pieces go together for my row. Okay. Kevin talking about a little mood lighting while we sew. Right. I had the yellow hue of this room all over me. It's like, whoa. Woo. But them LED lights really work, don't they? Daylight bulbs. really work. I used to have my curtain open back here so I could get like daylight when I sewed in the daytime, but you know, I got people behind me now that like to play with their guns and stuff. And I don't want them to see me sitting here and think I'm target practice or something. So, that's one piece. Got my bag with my blocks right there. Just sit that on top. So this one's kind of more like a darker, because all of the shirts were kind of like dark color. So I just went with it and just left it dark. So maybe they're using some of these colors in the room or something. I don't know. I did. I need to call, because I text her, but I haven't heard anything back from her. Let me make sure. I want to know what she want to title these. I let her title her own quilts. Yeah, I haven't heard anything back from her. All right. Let's put this on. And okay. Yeah, my TV is still on, so it was just a light. So it's got to do with that switch. We getting rid of that. I've never had the power in this room go off and it was just one thing. And I'm making sure I keep my nostrils open for smell of fire too. I am not playing around. Alright, so I need this piece to press towards, everything gets pressed towards the sashing. So, and so I've got this piece, make sure they all go in the same direction. Since I'm working with a directional print, okay, now I've got my row off. Sue says, a couple weeks ago I asked you to order an iron purse for me. Now I can't find the iron. So that was you. I thought that was Sheila that asked me for the iron purse. I do have it. I thought it was Sheila Willis. I'm glad I didn't send her an invoice. So I do have it, Sue, for the Oliso iron. I couldn't remember who it was. Vicky says sometimes the light goes when it's going out. No, every light in this ceiling fan went out. And I heard like a spark or something, and all the bulbs are back on and nothing is like flashing or anything, but every light went off. When you have 4 bulbs, all of them don't tend to go at the same time, and the ceiling fan also cut off. So that was weird. So that thing's getting out of here. I'm not coming back in this room to sew until that's taken care of. We're not having that. All right. Yay! One row done. These are the shirts just for you people that know about the music. I don't know a lot about rock. So, and then like I said, a couple of the shirts are plays like Hamilton. So, this sashing is ready to go onto my shirt. It goes the correct way I'm holding it. And we can do this. So I'm gonna pin just so I don't have to keep stretching my arm out. Even though my seams are going the opposite direction, I don't want to keep starting and stopping. So we're gonna pin because it's a long row. Good night, June. Oh, please, my son's apartment caught on fire and it started in the walls. It was electrical, but squirrels could have been chewing wires too. Okay. But yeah. Because I remember being live before when I was in here and the lights was kind of flashing and I didn't know what it was. And then after I got off the live, I realized that my shoulder had hit the dimmer switch and it was like down about a ½ inch to an inch or something. It wasn't like all the way down. But like I said, you can't run a ceiling fan on a dimmer switch. So we need to get that out of there anyway. So just as a safety precaution, we'll be looking into that. It's always something. We had rain the last couple of days. Wouldn't you know, the grass decided to grow. We just woke up yesterday and the grass was as tall as I don't know what. I'm like, So my husband cut the grass today. Just came overnight. I want to throw some grass seeds out too in some spots. This is the time of the year to do it. Now I'm just going back, putting one in the middle so I don't have to worry about that while I'm piecing. And we'll be ready to sew in a jiffy. All right, I got it all pinned. All right, I get this done, I'll have half the quilt, because I got one row with sashing. If I can sew these pieces together, I have half the quilt done. I put it on the bottom, right? Yep. It's like, look, before I sew this whole row. Okay, so I need to take this off. Everything pressed towards the sashing. So I have half this quilt done. And I just got extra blocks because I got, instead of 3 in a row, I got 4. So it takes me a little bit longer to frame now. Okay. Good night, Deborah. Hi, Diane McCoy. Hey, Sandy Agger. Darcy saying rain would be nice. We had a very dry spring so far. Yeah, I don't mind the rain. It just, you know, makes your grass grow. But other than that, I don't mind it. I don't have too many places to go that I care. Yeah, I don't care what it does outside. It can snow, all that stuff. I'll eat every canned good in my house before I go to the store. Rice, noodles, soup packs that I can just use water. I don't care what it do outside. I'll eat whatever's in my house if I don't want to go out in it. I'll eat canned tomatoes. It don't matter. The stuff I buy. And then I look, you know, for emergencies. And then I look at it and go, okay, I guess we better start eating this stuff. Because I wish I can, but I don't. And I don't have anywhere to can. But I think canning is a great idea. All right. Another music fabric. Okay, I'm not going to press this one because it's a long seam. We don't do that here. So I'm just going to pin this to my top row, and then we're going to say I got half done. So it was a good thing I did this before I came live, or that when I was doing the other one, I was like, girl, keep going. Keep going, girl. Okay. Just trying to make sure everything is right side up before I flip it. And pin again. So I feel good having half done. I guess I could use that blue right there. I was going to use my 108 backing, but I could just sew 2 pieces. I need blue backing. I got a whole bolt of blue fabric just sitting here. So I think I'm going to use that and just sew a seam to sew 2 pieces together instead of using my Kona Cotton 108. You know, which one I want to keep more of, my 108. Because that's going on a twin quilt, so 2 pieces will be great for that. This one I'll use a 108 for because it's going to be wider. Otherwise, I'll just be ruining just using my other one just to be using it. So I don't want to do that on that twin. Okay. Because I pressed everything towards the sashing, all my seams are going in opposite directions, so that's good. This one, the twin didn't get a border. It didn't need one for the size, so this one will get a small border added onto it. I got the pieces cut. I don't think that I have sewed them together and trimmed them into the right sizes. I'm not sure. We'll see when I get there. I know I got them cut though, but that'll be a while before I get to that. I would like to get this done by the end of the month, quilting everything, binding, so we'll see if I do some work off camera so that can happen. I'm gonna, like I said, get the back done. I was waiting on her to give me the name of the titles for the quilt, so I may have to end up calling and see if that number is still active because I haven't gotten anything back. I think the last quilts I done for her were 2 years ago. Maybe 3. And I can get her on Facebook too. Hi, Sana Olsen. Welcome to the channel. I don't remember your name. Welcome to the chat. Good night, Zandra. Good night, Sue. And Darcy is asking Sana, where is she, since she's saying good morning, because it's 9:35 p.m. Central Standard Time in the USA. You got that right, Darcy. That over there. Put this back so I don't lose it. And I feel really good. Almost half done. Well, technically a little over half, because I got the sashing, the middle sashing. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, because I need 5 sashings and I already got 3 on the quilt. So a little bit more than half. So when I get through with this thing, yay, yay, and yay, yay. Woohoo! Oh, she's in Sweden. Yes, and I love your names. Santa? Santa? Okay. I think I said Sana before, but I think she says it's 4:30 in the morning. OM to the G. That's the time I'm going to bed. I stay up sometimes to 5 a.m. And then I'm ready to conk out until about 11 a.m. I don't do a thing. I think about whether I'm going to get up at 11 or if I'm going to get an extra hour of sleep. I try to get 6 hours of sleep. And then when I get really exhausted is when I'll sleep for days. And catch back up on my sleep. Darcy says, welcome. You will have fun with us quilters. And Bonita's asking her, what is she doing up? Right. Well, I can't complain because, like I said, I'm normally going to bed at 5. So I guess technically I'm up at 4:30. I'm going to make me something quick today because I'm not going to be cooking when I get off of here. Grilled cheese sandwich, something like that. Something quick. I don't want to be cooking when I get off of here. Need a drink. Except that my drink is a hot drink. And I'm already hot. But I still needed something to drink. I'm going to go get some cold water when I leave out of here. All right. We still got 20 minutes. So I will put some frames on the next blocks because those take the longest. That's the part that takes the longest on this. Oh my goodness, I've been sewing so long. Well, I guess because I didn't press the other seam. My iron cut off. Who knew? All right, so I need 4 of these. That's only 2. This is number 3. Got to make sure it's going the right direction. And then I can take off my half quilt top. And be happy. Half done. Ugh. Woohoo! So, yeah. You're not going to see it all right here. Eventually, I'll take these out on my deck, take some pictures, and I'll share them in the Facebook group at some point when I get both of them done. There's no need in doing them one at a time. But I'll press these on my big board, the long rows. Okay. Next row of blocks. I got 2 more. Hamilton is up. I can't even read this one. I can't read that one. Oh my goodness. What is that? Okay. Okay. So I'll show you these shirts that I can't read. So I got Hamilton in this. I can read that one. And I don't know what this is for. Like I said, I don't know rock. A-R. I don't know what that is. So, I've shared with you everything I'm seeing. Thank you, Benita, saying it's coming out nicely. So now we're back to framing again. 1. And all the blocks in this row are the right size. So I'll just take all of this over here. Yeah, I like the hockey stuff. You're kind of stuck with the colors, but I kind of do like red, gray, and black quilts. I kind of like those. You can even add white, be okay. Let me take off my sashing I've been piecing on to get my pieces off so I can put it up because I'm not going to be needing it for right now. So I just tend to sew instead of breaking my thread. I've got 1 piece of sashing almost done. Minus, I need 1 more sashing piece and 2 cornerstones. So instead of breaking thread, I'm utilizing it. She says spam a lot is the one I guess I held up and didn't know. The one that was the white shirt and says we saw that play. It's so funny. Okay. See, I don't go to that stuff. I go to the Fox every now and then. Okay, trying to make sure I put these in, well, they don't have to be in order right now, but I'm trying to work on them in order just so I keep everything straight. But this is another shirt that I had to cut into the sleeves. The sleeve seam is here. She's really tiny, chest wise, and she's tall. So she buys medium shirts. Medium shirts are kind of tiny to cut the average size t-shirt square out of. He's a hockey. She plays hockey too, but she's just not wide on the top like most hockey players are. Most hockey players are wide on the top, have a narrow waist. So her shirts are always cut into the sleeves. AJR, an indie pop band. Okay, see, I knew some of you all would know. I don't listen to rock or pop. I barely listen to the radio. Right now I'm running a free thing with Sirius Radio. I've been listening to that. But soon as the free part's over with, I'm going right back to, I use my phone for music. It's mostly line dance, but it's like, you know, more classic music. Because I don't know what these young folks is screaming at me nowadays. So I don't too much listen to too much new music. Oh, it is AJR. I thought it was just AR. It is AJR. I missed that. Let me show you all that missed the, I thought it was AR. It's AJR. Thank you for clarifying that. She's saying the Boots. This is Michelle. I'm not going to say the first word. Is great music too. Okay. So, yep. So I like doing sports quilts. Like, I really love the Cardinals, so I can relate to that a lot better. Hockey, it's just, okay, it's, you know, the blues is in here. St. Louis Blues, so I kind of do those. But I really like doing the other theme quilts. And I like the music quilts a lot. I like their shirts. Their designs on their shirts are fabulous. So I'm gonna have to do a Teaquilts shirt or something. I need to see how many different shirts I've made. I may have to do a Teaquilts t-shirt quilt. But when do I have time to sew for myself? Yeah, right. I'm just going to sew until 10 just to work on the next set of frames. I'm not trying to get this completed. Just utilizing the time. Because I'll be back in the long arm room. Got to do the boring part of invoices, but that's how I get paid. I finally went outside and took pictures of what I sewed this week. So we had 2 rain days and it messed up me taking photos. So I had to wait. So I got one more quilt I would like to get done before I start dropping off quilts. Because I can drop it off Thursday too. Ugh. I got guild meeting on Thursday. So I know I can drop off 2, but if I do one more, I could drop off 3. Girl needs to be paid. I said I'm up here holding quilts. I could be making money. And I'm busy doing other stuff. It's like, get these people quilts out here so you can make some money. Oh, Teresa said she didn't know them. She just Googled it. I knew it was a music group. I knew who the group is. I just never listened to their music. So she said she didn't even know. She didn't know till she Googled. That's funny. Oh, I thought it was a group. It's a musical. See, I thought it was a band. I thought for some reason. Ain't that something? I thought Kinky Boots was a band. Nah, I don't say it the word, y'all. All right. I went to pull a string off. It's still attached. So it didn't work very well for me. Good night, C Joy. Let me use y'all know I can't stand long strings, right? It's got to go. Just don't pull it again, girl. Trying to make sure this line up. The fourth one is the AJR. It's over there. Got this seam I got to get over. Goodness gracious. We got 9 minutes. We almost at 6 minutes. Y'all know I do the Dougie Fresh. Dorsey's reminding people on your way out, make sure you hit that thumbs up button. It would be greatly appreciated. Spamalot came to our town. It is a Monty Python spoof of the music Camelot. Okay. See, some of these, I feel like they're musicals, and then other times I feel like they're music groups because they're like at, instead of being like at the Fox or something like that, or Opry House or theater, they're at like Riverport, they're like amphitheaters on a stage, which they don't normally do outside, except that in St. Louis we do have an outdoor stage, but it's, you know, they got it covered up. The seats are underneath, but it's all open. So, but it's like how some of the shirts are. So, but again, I don't know anything about music when it's not my genre anyway. I don't go see Nelly or Beyonce, okay? So I wouldn't know anything. I used to go to concerts when I was a teenager in my early 20s. But I haven't been to a concert in a long time. Okay. Turn this over. Ready for top and bottom now. I doubt if I get through this whole thing. We'll see. It took me, I think I was at 10 minutes. I don't know what I was sewing at 10 minutes, 20 minutes out. So I don't think I'm going to get these done, but hey, whatever I get done will be more than is not done, okay? Oh my goodness. I am so glad to be seeing these things coming to completion. And I still got to add a border onto this one too. So I guess I'm still technically at half. Oh my goodness, I went backwards. Oh my goodness. That's one. should have your friends sign one of your shirts at the retreat in case you do a t-shirt quilt someday. I got something else that I'm planning to do. Woo! Number 2. Carl Williams talk about that's funny. I was thinking Dougie Fresh. Yep. When it starts to see, I don't miss my 6 minutes. We have 4 minutes. Oh my goodness. I forgot all about it. That's exactly what I meant. And then passed it up trying to speed sew and get as much done as I could before I get off of here. But hey, I'll get these top and bottom frames. I won't worry about the sashing. I just want to get these done so when I do come back in here, it'll be an easier task. It'll be more motivating because, like I said, the frames are the most boring, longest part of this whole process. The other parts go pretty fast. That's a red shirt. Oh, it's at the end right here. This is the one I need. The last one that needs a seam at the top, and then the other ones are all just the bottom. So I'll go ahead and finish this while I'm live. I don't know if I dropped some sashing strips somewhere or if I can't count. I probably just pulled some over here thinking I wasn't going to use them all. It's probably what I did. But I think I am going to not stop. I don't want to have to come back in here and sew the bottoms on. That's no fun. All right. Hamilton. Keep pressing so I have less to press when I come back. And turn this around. I'm gonna need 4 more strips. I might just come in here tomorrow when I watch television, and so instead of worrying about these blocks, do the frames on the next 4 blocks, and then I can get all of the frames done, since it's the most boring part. And then I can check my borders and see if I got to sew some pieces together that needs to be cut later. I can do that. Get those ready because I already know what size my borders are. So the less, because I don't have place in here that I can cut big pieces, so the more I can get done. So when I come in here, all I do is pin and sew. my borders on. Yay, we're almost there. I got some seconds. I'm not gonna make it in time because I got 2 more to do and I want to press them, but I got it done. I'll have this part done. Again, I'm gonna put these, I'm just gonna put these to the side and do the next set of 4 blocks, get these frames out the way tomorrow. And piece the back for the other quilt. That's what we're gonna do. All right, 2 blocks down here need pieces. Well, go ahead and press these so I don't have to do it later. And 1 piece right here. See a string. Two more. One. All right, last one for sashing. I just gotta press. Well, last one for sashing right now. I got 4 more blocks that need sashing. So normally if I was not sewing on here, I would have done all the sashings first, but that's boring when I'm sewing and talking with you guys and you want to know what I'm doing, what it's looking like. So I just do them by the row. Okay. All right, so we can put this up. I can cut this machine off. And we will press these final frames. I didn't close it up. Okay. One. This is the Get Kinky. Kinky boots. And Melody. Judy saying good night too. She says, I'll be in the hospital until Monday. You can, what? I'll be in the hospital until Monday. You can have since last week. Well, hopefully you're doing well. And prayers for you, Judy. Good night, Michelle. All right, let's cut this off. Okay. And then I just want to put these up in my bag, back in order of how they go into the quilt. And then I'm going to work on the other 4. Well, it should be 5 shirts though, because 1, 2, I got to sew a seam. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is the last row here. So I'll keep that out and put this up. And then 1, 2. Yeah, so the other. I must just need side pieces. I must have cut this one shirt is big enough to be just one size. It doesn't have sashing. Interesting. Okay, so this will be ready for tomorrow. Oh, I don't know if that's extra or gets sold. I found this little piece. It's here for a reason, so I must have to sew it onto the bottom of that shirt. So Joyce is saying good night. Good night, Joyce. Thank you so much. And I don't see any more comments, so we're gonna leave. It didn't take me too long to finish that, so that's good. I don't want to forget my cup. Got my phone in my hand, and I just gotta move the bag so I can get out of here. Put it right under my where my feet are now. So we're gonna go ahead and get off of here, everybody. Thank you all so much for coming and sewing and chatting with me tonight. Appreciate you guys. I'll be back Wednesday for 1 hour live chat. Knowing me, I will probably be working on this quilt if it's not done. Right now my priority is getting the back piece for the twin size one piece so that I can get it onto my long arm, and then getting the title so I can put a label on the back. I put the label on the backing before I quilted so they can't take it off. I just do that. I just put it up about 5 inches from the bottom into the corner, 5 inches. And then that way I know it's going to get caught in the binding or something like that. So see you all then. You all stay blessed, be safe, and quilt out, everybody. Good night.